Can't you read?
Yeah, of course I can read.
What does it say?
Cheques accepted with cheque card.
Right. Now, in the right hand, a cheque. In the left hand, a cheque card. Same signature on both.
And I keep telling you, sir, the numbers don't match.
And I keep telling you the signatures do. Damn good match.
It's not the signatures I'm complaining about, it's the numbers.
Who cares?
I care.
So sue them back, don't tell me.
I'm sorry, I can't accept it.
What can you say? Now look, Sunshine, I'll show you my driver's license, show you my MZ. Not raiding this coal cellar, are you?
No, sir, not tonight.
Let me know if you do, I'll be there.
I think it's a man in drag.
Oh, shut up, pussycat, please.
Right, what seems to be the problem?
I'm trying to pay the bill. I've given them my cheque, I've given them my bank
The
card.
numbers don't match.
What do you mean?
Well, it says one code number on the cheque and one on the cheque card.
Show me.
We've been going over this for the last 20 minutes.
Mr. Miller, your bill's for £43. What did you have for that?
2 bottles of fizzy apple juice.
Champagne.
Champagne my arse. Apple juice. And the company Miss Scarlett O'Hara.
I'm not Irish.
If they don't sell another thing all week, they've done well.
Who told you I was Irish?
Scarlett O'Hara wasn't Irish.
Sounds Irish. Mr. Miller, are you complaining?
Do I look as if I'm complaining? I just want to go. Take this exquisite creature
Until you've
away.
paid your bill, you're not touching hair on her head.
I have paid! God's sake, you think I have phony cards printed up specially to jip creeps like you?
Why do you shout, sir? Nobody's deaf.
Because no one listens.
Do I look Irish? I mean, tell me, do I?
No, darling, you don't look Irish. Welsh. He's the Welsher.
Now, one more crack like that
And
and you'll...
Mr. Miller, are you quite happy to pay your bill?
I have paid. That's my...
I can't accept it.
Won't, not can't.
Can't!
Right, that's it.
Quiet. Now, legally, the position is
the
this
law.
gentleman is not obliged to show you his cheque card.
He's not.
No,
That's news.
that's the law.
Rum law.
Well, rum or not, it's the law. Now, you can either accept or refuse to accept his cheque.
You mean to say I've got to accept that cheque knowing it might well be a bouncing job?
Yes, sir, it's entirely up to you.
Great.
Told you.
But it is not a police matter.
You hear that? Not. N-O-T.
Unless, of course, it becomes a disturbance.
In which case we'll nick the lot of you.
So, what are you going to do, old bean? Take it or leave it. I forgot to ask, was service included?
Drop dead.
You're not driving, I hope.
Well, I'm not cycling, not even to please you.
No, we'll take a taxi. Perhaps we can drop you somewhere.
No, thank you, sir. We already have a car.
Oh, in that case, perhaps you'll drop us.
You stick to your taxi, sir. Good night.
Sleep tight.
You got a coat, pussycat?
What made you think I was Irish?
Morning, Mum.
Kettle boiled, is it?
Sorry, didn't think.
And what would it take for you to make a cup of tea and bring me one up to bed?
A miracle?
About it, isn't it?
Tomorrow, you see.
Promises, promises. How did your granddad go out last night?
About 10, I think.
How are you?
Out.
Ron Greenwood picked Tony Curry, did he?
What?
Surprised, isn't it?
Surprise, I've been in shock all day. Where's Tony Curry?
I don't know, football of some sort, isn't he? You get beaten up on the train.
No, it was his manager, silly.
Oh, well, I've tried.
Very good, the first bit.
So, what were you up to last night?
Knocking around, played a few records.
This before or after the boozer? Yeah. Good day for surprises, isn't it?
Hell, who told you?
Let's say a little bird told me. Shall we? You in the Swan Public Bar, beer foam from ear to ear.
It was only a half.
Steve, you're 16.
16 going on 17.
16! Toast?
Bread, please. I look older.
Last night, according to my little birds.
Publican didn't say nothing.
If you'd got picked up, son of a DI with the Met, look cute, wouldn't it? Make a field day for the local rag.
Never thought.
You never do.
All right.
It is not all right, it's all wrong. You're too damn selfish. Now, come on, Steve, start to think about other people.
Sorry.
Right. That's it. Now, no more beer drinking until you're older.
What luck. First time ever.
Yeah, that's what half the villains say when they get their collars felt. I do know what it is, you know.
You do?
Just remember one thing. You don't miss him any more than I do.
No?
No.
Message understood. Charlie Bravo, over and out.
Clean your teeth, give him a treat.
We're out of toothpaste.
Well, you know what to do.
We'll get on with this.
Sorry to keep you, love.
I only just heard.
Had some nights in my time, Maggie, but this.
So, what's the full story?
He croaked, didn't he?
Where? Who was he?
Oh, some punter. Out of towner.
Regular?
Never seen him before.
Well, they're doing the PM about now. Sounds like it's hard.
Yeah, I suppose so. Heard her living for sex, but dying for it.
Who was with him?
Selena.
Do I know her?
Nice kid. Coloured girl. New.
Where is she now?
Home. Oh, you have one dying, you'd take some kid over.
So, tell me what was happening.
You kidding? Your memory's not that short, is it? Oh, I'm sorry, love. I didn't mean it like that. It's just... Look, I'm in bother. Big bother. Look, we get closed down for...
Facts. Had he been drinking?
Yeah, some, but not drunk.
Sauna?
Yeah.
Then?
In here.
Massage?
Olive oil, cologne spray.
What sort of sex?
Straight. Old-fashioned type.
How old?
Late 40s.
Colony country.
Question is, love, what can you do about it?
I don't honestly know. I'll have a word with my governor.
Maggie, love, I am in stuck, believe me.
Yeah, I can guess.
No, you can't. Look, if I blow this, he's got his fixer, a malt. He's got his nasty little trick of coming up to you and say, "Can you sew?" Slashing you with his razor.
Ricky Turkus.
I hate to remind you, love, but you've had good work from me.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm here, isn't it? Still, I don't have a magic lamp.
Okay.
Frankie.
Oh, give us a break.
Since when?
Oh, I'm clean.
Liar.
Honest.
Oh, I can see it in your eyes.
Just sort this out, Maggie, and I'll kick it, I promise you.
Don't promise me. Promise yourself.
Just get me off the hook, love. That's all I ask. Please.
Afternoon, Mum.
Morning, Sarge. All quiet on the home front?
Got a joker for you in the cells. Says he's kidnapped the Pope.
Oh, you takes good care of him.
Offered him a cup of tea.
Nice.
Doesn't touch it.
This sudden death last night in the sauna. Who was handling it with Mr. Greystone?
Aunt Newton.
Is that the next of kin?
It's the wife. Widow. On her way from Stoke-on-Trent.
Hello?
I don't know. Chief wants to see you. I've got an idea. Maybe I shouldn't say it.
I've got an idea, you're right. What about this Hell's Angels? What's the SP on him?
Blood and matted hair on a bicycle chain. Says he can't remember who he hit.
Nice.
Definitely something coming up. The point is, can you spare a couple of lads? Well, that's like asking how long's a piece of string. There's a lot going on here, too. Well, you must have someone. Look, listen, George. It'd be a shame if you blanked. It could be a nice one. I mean, something goes off, you know about it. Not going to look too clever, is it? Eh? All right. Yeah. All right, give me a bell. Woman. Sorry, no thanks.
I've just come from Frankie's sauna.
And?
She's in a right to it, ain't she?
Yeah, we've all got problems.
I promised I'd help.
You did?
Yes.
Hope you can deliver.
You can help me.
How?
Okay, if I ring the pathologist.
Waste of time, yeah. Go ahead. Phone by all means.
She's afraid of losing her ticket.
She's not a bad judge.
Had a lot of work out of her.
You've had a lot of work out of her.
Anyway, I said I'd do what I could.
Well, you can't do more.
Who's going to talk to the dead man's widow?
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that, Maggie.
I bet.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
How will you wrap it up?
I won't. I'll walk around there, tell her it was a knocking shop and that he bought it on active service.
All right. You win. What do you want me to do?
Buy your coffee.
Thanks.
I have this problem.
Oh, yeah?
Bread, or rather the lack of it. Oh, when I say bread, I don't mean the daily variety sliced and wrapped. Know what I mean?
What do you mean? Cash?
Exactly. As in cash flow. The only trouble is, mine doesn't. Doesn't flow. I'm skint.
Brassic, eh?
I need to make £20. Like now. Any ideas?
Yeah. Go home. Why not?
Not all. Am I that unattractive? Tell me.
You're a very pretty girl. A pretty girl heading for trouble. Why don't you go home?
Look, straight answer. Do you fancy me or not?
Are you soliciting?
I hadn't thought of it like that. Yes, if you like, I'm soliciting. Your place or mine?
Darling, it is not your lucky day. I'm a copper.
Linda.
Who is it this time?
Detective Inspector Forbes. What does that mean? Well, if Detective Inspector puts you off, why not think of me as Maggie?
I'll try.
You're 15. I've got a son only a little older. Does that help?
Maybe.
So, 15-year-old Linda, what are you doing chatting up men in coffee bars?
Is there a law against it?
At your age? Oh, yes. Still, let's talk about you first, shall we? You live in Esher?
Close by. Know it.
Of it? What's your dad do?
He's in advertising. You know that commercial about the little man in the wheelchair? End of story. Anyway, he doesn't live with us.
You with your mother?
Yes.
They've split up.
Got his marching orders.
Is that how they talk about it? Well, we'll have to contact her. Perhaps you'd better give me her number.
Susan! Funniest thing.
What?
Phone call from London.
For me?
Yes. No, they're not there now.
Well, you said that...
Well, you see, when they said Mrs. Scott, naturally I said yes. They didn't say which Mrs. Scott. I'm sorry, I didn't...
Doesn't matter.
You never did stop to imagine.
Who was it?
It was the police.
What?
About Linda.
Linda?
She's in London.
Oh, rubbish, she's at school. We know she is.
Well, according to this man, she's at a police station in London.
Don't believe a word of it.
Anyway, they want you to go up there.
When?
Now.
Now?
Oh, yes. And they want you to take her birth certificate.
I don't know offhand where it is. It's not some sort of hoax.
It didn't seem like it.
Did you write the number down?
Yes, it's on the phone.
I'll soon get to the bottom of this. Give the fire a poke.
Crime to burn them, you know. Make marvellous compost.
Take 100 years to rot.
Was he worried about his weight? No. Don't think so. Did he take saunas regularly? Obvious you don't know Stoke-on-Trent. It's not Las Vegas. And when you get 7 Mile out, they're still talking about the takeaway Chinese. So his saunas weren't on the usual schedule. Definitely not. Was he... Look, forgive me for having to ask this, but... was he anything of a drinker? Ah, word is out. Yeah. One of the great elbow raisers of our time, our Jim. Yes, well, I'm afraid that was all part of the trouble. How do you mean? Well, we know you shouldn't drink and drive. Well, you shouldn't drink and take saunas. No. No. Apparently you've been drinking beer. He would. Quite a few pints. He would. Yes, we'll get into a sauna and that can lead to a condition called hypothermia. Oh, what old people die of? Oh, no. Quite the opposite. It's like heat stroke. It affects the body's heat control mechanism. And that's what he died of? Well, what it'll actually say on the death certificate, I'm not sure, but yes, but that's all part of it. Hadn't he had some heart trouble? No. Didn't an insurance company turn him down? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that was 2 years ago. I'm very sorry, Mrs. Bond. So, what happens now? The coroner's office will take care of you. Got any children? No. Don't like 'em. Better things to do with me time. Didn't he mind? Didn't let him. Second marriage. He'd done it all before. Got 2 daughters. Cows. It's not early closing on Oxford Street, is it? No. There's no such thing. Good.
You don't reckon I've got any, do you?
Only one way you can prove it.
Right tease, ain't he? Go on, get on with it.
Da-da-da-da. Very nice.
White for mercy, innit?
Do you wear anything like that, Sandra?
I'll tell you something. You ain't never gonna find out.
All right, Chaz, you get a pass in larceny. Lee.
What makes you think I've got something? Come on, don't be shy. No, really, I
Look,
don't.
we saw you.
Saw me?
Yeah, you were going up down the high street.
Oh, well, it did so when I just passed a few VHS and fell off the back of a counter. You must have been there. I was.
Can we see then?
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Show us Flasher.
Very nice.
Beige is the rage.
That's not beige, is it?
Gage.
All right, you pass me. 7 out of 10 for beige.
Steve? Show us what you've got.
I haven't got any. Chicken. Just haven't had time.
Oh, poor little thing.
How long does it take? No, I haven't. Look at him.
I'll get them.
Says he.
Like when?
After dinner.
Today?
Well... Yeah, why not?
You're on.
We'll come with you. I can't. I've got to do my geography. Lend you my notes.
All right, look, Ginny, you stay behind, and the rest of us to go escort duty.
And they've got to be red.
Red?
Pillar box red.
Do they do them in red?
Look at him. Do they do him in red?
They might not have them.
They will. If not, ask.
Well, just say you want to try 'em out. It's a trial run. Don't forget, Stevie boy.
I won't.
I reckon he's got a case of no bottle house, Steve.
Seen Sergeant Truman over here, Squire. Squat shape, ginger. Hello, sport. What are you doing here?
Sitting.
What you been nicked for?
I haven't been.
Well, you're not here for the local colour, are you?
I was in the fire.
You smell a bit scorched.
The ungreat fire of London.
What, Russell Park?
Yes.
You lead a pretty full life, don't you?
Very full, nearly overflowing.
What happened to Whistle? The club of your gear?
Well, it got burned, didn't it?
What about Scarlett O'Hara?
Oh.
Don't tell me she got toasted.
It's a long story, officer.
It's all right, I'm in no hurry.
Is there coffee?
Well, it could be. There again, it could be something else.
We'll have some.
Here, go on, please yourself.
Oh.
Finish your story.
Where was I?
Scarlett O'Hara.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got back to her place. She insists on another couple of drinks. Bloody Marys. Had to be Bloody Mary.
Will she pass out on you?
Yeah. 1 minute she's prancing round the flat, naked as nature, waggling everything. Seconds later, she's head first down the toilet looking for Australia.
Well, passion deferred, eh?
Not too loud, please.
Bit fragile.
Like broken biscuits.
So what'd you do then?
Left her.
Oh, very gallant.
Only feel a bit spare, if you know what I mean. Just her, snoring. Odd bubble at the corner of her mouth.
Then what?
Then I called into a little after-hours drinking club.
Aye, aye. What was her name?
I never knew.
Well, best to keep it that way, ain't it? Strictly professional.
Oh, yeah.
Was she Irish too?
Well, she was. She was very dusky.
All back to her place then, was it? We deserved something, if only for persistence.
I didn't get it.
Well, it wasn't for want of trying, was it?
It was a fourth-floor walk-up. That much I do remember.
And?
Another round of drinks.
Of course.
Then there was some shouting.
Well, like fire down below.
Very like it. Couldn't get down the stairs, because they were ablaze. Couldn't get up, because we were up.
So what happened?
Fire brigade got us out through the window.
Lucky.
You don't know how. Came down that ladder like a sack of coal, wearing a tablecloth and a soppy grin. Click! Some newspaper's got my photograph.
Make a nice souvenir.
Very keen on her album, the wife.
Used to call it Swing in London, didn't they?
See, if he'd have taken my cheque, none of this would have happened.
Oh, dear. Now, you can't blame it all on the bank.
We'd have been left half an hour sooner. Without the aggro, she wouldn't have got all het up. Without that, she wouldn't have drunk so much. A couple of hours later, I'd have been back in my hotel, snug as a bug.
Ah, well. Some part of life's rich tapestry, innit, sir?
Ah, that's what it is it?
Come in.
Mrs. Scottman.
Oh, please, come in. Thank you. Would you like to sit there?
Are you Inspector Forbes?
You expected a man?
I did, yes.
Well, bias apart, I think women do this type of work better. At least the men think so.
Maybe. But I really would prefer to deal with a man.
Well, as from this moment, I'm dealing with Linda.
Nonetheless, my preference stands.
I should point out to you that the establishment on this station is for 15 CID officers. Today, only 5 of them are operational. And my chief is out on a job. It might be late afternoon, early evening before he can see you.
I see.
However, I do respect your wishes.
We'll get on, shall we?
As you wish.
Where is Linda?
The last time I saw her, she was getting herself something to eat.
I'd like to talk to her.
Yes, you will. In a few moments. Did you bring her birth certificate? And she is 15.
15, 8 months.
Pretty girl. You had trouble with her before?
What do you call trouble?
Has she ever run away before?
No.
Ever threatened to?
No, no need.
What was the need this time? You have a good relationship?
I'd say so.
That sounded defensive.
If it did, it's because I'm not used to sorting through my emotional laundry in public.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Do you?
Yes, most unpleasant. However, there are some things that we do need to establish. Apparently Linda spent last night in London.
So I'm told.
Where did you think she was?
With a friend.
Girlfriend?
Of course. Practicing French oral. O-levels.
She said she spent the night with 2 Cypriots. Back of Tottenham Court Road somewhere. She said she had sex with them both.
You waiting for me to say something?
Is there something you wanted to say?
I don't believe it.
Yes, well, as a matter of fact, it isn't true. It doesn't seem to be. She's been examined.
By whom?
By our divisional surgeon at her surgery.
You didn't think of waiting till I got here?
Mrs. Scott, we had no idea how long you'd been. Now, this kind of evidence doesn't keep. We could have been dealing with USI, unlawful sexual intercourse. Linda is not yet 16, and that's a criminal offence. We could also have been dealing with a case of BD infection.
So she's still a virgin?
No, apparently not.
I don't believe it.
Well, your own GP will verify it, or any
We are discussing an adolescent girl, you know, not something belonging to the National Trust. Guided tours every half hour.
We're discussing a girl who was picked up in a West End coffee bar behaving like a common prostitute.
Where's Steve?
He got nicked.
What?
Who by? Store detectives.
Oh, my God.
How did it happen? They waited till he got to the door, then they stopped him.
Well, where's he now?
They took him off somewhere.
Well, what did he say?
I can't hear.
Poor old Steve.
490 and 417.
Coffee, please. Sorry, not coffee. Will you have tea? Very well. I'd like to talk to my daughter alone. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Why not an ad in the Evening Standard? Item, personal column.
You don't understand.
How right. There's egg on your chin. Oh, I'll do it. Why in thick thistle? That's no answer.
I warned you.
Of what?
I can't take it anymore.
Can't take what?
You've never had anything to take in the whole of your overprotected, overindulged, useless existence.
See, I told you.
What is it you can't take any more of?
Pressure.
Bullshit. Pressure? I don't know what the word means.
He understands.
Who's he? One of our Cypriot friends?
Dad.
Oh, I see. We have him to thank, do we?
He knows how I feel.
But I have told you before, any time you want to try your luck in Earl's Court with him and Earth Mother, that's fine by me. Oh, I'm sure there's a room. Well, if not a whole room, a bed. If not a bed, at least a sleeping bag. Part of a sleeping bag.
Were you stealing them or not?
Yes.
Who were they for? Girlfriend? Sister? Yourself?
No one in particular.
No one?
That's right.
There's a word for that. You make any attempt to get away?
No.
What did he say?
Struth. Words to that effect.
A bit of a twit, aren't you, son? I'll tell you what happens. I'll be arresting you. We go down to the local NIC, local station. We book you in, call your parents and see if you've got any form.
I told you I don't.
You won't mind if we check. And then when your dad comes...
My dad's dead.
Your mum, then? Got a mum? We'll have a chat with my governor. If you're lucky and clean, you'll probably be bailed into her custody. Leave it to our discretion.
Don't we always? You do scripture at school?
Yeah.
Then what's the 8th commandment? We used to call it shoplifting, but that was too cosy. Didn't sound like a crime. Now we've gone back to calling it thieving.
Jimmy,
Yes, Mum.
Listen, have you into Scott, kid?
I don't think I wasn't tempted.
Yeah, I bet. When she pulled you, was there any possible way she could have known who you were?
What, you mean that I was old Bill?
Yeah.
Nah. I've met Alfie, snout of mine. Coffee, bunny.
Did you see you pay him?
Didn't give him anything.
How long were you in there?
10 minutes, top whack.
What does he call you?
Uncle. What you thinking?
Not cut out to be your runaway part-time brass.
Mum, your governor wants a word in his office as soon as possible.
Thanks, I'll be right up. What did I see?
I agree.
Venetia, mother like that. What would she know about it?
All that Harold Robbins has told her?
That's about it. If she ever heard what one of those kinky flash merchants wanted, she'd run a 3-minute mile.
Yeah? Shut door, Maggie. Not having the best of runs, love.
Who isn't?
You're not. Bad news. Young Steve. He's been done for shoplifting.
What?
Afraid so.
I don't believe it. Where was this?
Just had your local factory on. Chief Inspector Fern. You know him?
Is there somewhere we can talk?
I don't know. We're only here to rehearse a presentation. If you can wait...
I can't.
Look, sit down, will you? It's the, Longman account. If we don't come through, they say MRP will have it off them.
Plenty of others.
Well, it's all right for you.
I'll tell you how right it is. I spent half the day at the police station.
Why?
Because Linda Treasure, fired no doubt by your last pep talk, was picked up selling her body in a coffee bar. What? There isn't time to repeat everything. She told the police she'd been shut up with a house full of Cypriots.
No.
No, as it turned out.
When was this?
Last night.
Wasn't she at home?
Well, obviously not.
Well, where the hell was she?
Don't use that tone of voice with me because you shut that
Look, like you
simpering-
said, there isn't time.
She told me she was staying at Kate's. Kate's that great fat love
I
who's
know
always
who
round at...
Kate is. And instead she was in London.
So quick.
Have you seen her?
Oh, yes. All I got is that you'll understand. Do you?
Understand what?
About the pressure. The part of your weekend dialogue, no doubt. Don't worry about the Brussels sprouts, dear. Have some more profiteroles. Now, what about that nasty pressure?
We didn't even discuss it. I took her to the cinema.
Ex-certificate, I hear.
My neck.
Fine. I hope it works out.
I'll call. This evening.
As with most stores today, there's a reluctance to prosecute.
Yes, I understand.
I have to send the papers to the Juvenile Bureau. As you know, an officer will come round to the house.
When will that be?
Oh, they'll contact you first. He'll want to talk to you. And Steve. Report on home conditions, background, and so on. From what you tell me.
Makes you feel better?
I never drank so much tea in all my life.
Oh, it's my fault for keeping you waiting. Where'd your mother go?
To fetch Dad. All hands to the pump.
Why do they split up, did you know?
Yeah, you've met her.
What's your father like?
Bit of a shambles, really. Lovable, but...
So, what's all this about?
How do you mean?
Well, I'd like to get you out of here. You and your mother together, back to Isha. But before I do that, I have to make sure you're not exposed to what the courts call moral danger. That's not very helpful.
Well, what do you expect me to say?
I want you to tell me why you did it.
Did what?
Come on, love. I'm very busy. I've had a long day. I've no time to play games. Come on, you've made your stand. You've flown your distress signals. Now, what's it all about? Well, if you don't tell me, it's all been a waste of time, isn't it?
I want her to get off my back.
Well, then ask her.
You don't ask people like my mother.
Then tell her.
Oh.
What are the specific problems?
Oh, where do you begin?
List them.
Work. Must work harder. Do well. Exams. Success. Get qualified. Be independent. Don't let any man put a ring through your nose. A ring anywhere, for that matter. What's the point in marrying? Just not to be lonely, etc., etc.
Is your mother qualified?
To give advice?
No, exams, things like that.
External degree, London University.
When?
A couple of years ago, just after the split-up.
Can't have been easy for her.
Wasn't. She's tough, single-minded. I'm not made like that.
So who did you throw yourself at? Some chap at home? Fond of him, are you?
Not really. Chinless wonder. I practically raped him.
And there were no Cypriots. And you knew Sergeant Fenton was a copper.
Testament person. Somebody takes one of my eyes, I want one back. I want him prosecuted.
You do?
Oh, yes, he's not getting away with his.
Despite the fact that Linda said she practically had to force him?
Words, just words. You don't believe that, do you?
Why not?
Well, she's sheltering him, protecting him.
You'd risk taking this to court?
You bet I will.
You'd put Linda through an ordeal like that? Let her stand up in court, a public cross-examination about her most intimate moments and thoughts. Mrs. Scott, I don't recommend it.
You know, I'm getting awfully tired of being offered advice. Must come with a uniform.
What else?
This preachiness, sanctimoniousness.
Oh, yes, you're right. It is only advice. The facts would be sent to the senior officer in your area.
Private summons. Nothing to stop me, is there?
Nothing whatsoever. Except your own good sense. What Linda needs now is help, understanding, love.
I know she can get it.
We're here now because she wasn't getting it. Or it wasn't working.
There won't be a repeat performance. Don't worry.
200 girls a month go missing in London. Now, they're not all slags and tars.
There'll be straight talk. Plenty of it.
Yes, well, if I were you, I'd forget all about it. Gloss it over.
Forget?
Yes. Let's be glad we got her back safe and sound. God knows where she could have ended up.
You won't mind if I use my method?
Mrs. Scott, may I remind you that we're here today because of your methods.
Are you threatening me, Inspector?
Not at all. I just need convincing, that's all.
Tell me, what happens if I can't convince you?
Then I'll contact our social services department.
What would that mean?
Temporary care order, 8-day assessment, something like that.
One of those crappy homes?
There are some people who might think your home sounds crappy. Look, I think we should all be careful that we don't take our hang-ups, our grievances out on our children.
Oh, you speak from experience.
Unfortunately, yes. Case of do as I say, not as I do. Is there still bitterness between you and your ex?
Bitterness? No, not really.
What went wrong?
No, I got tired. Tired of
Yours came up. We're only the light relief, something to practice on.
I thought she cared.
8 times a day, 7 days a week. She's forgotten your name already.
Maggie?
Sir?
What are you doing?
I just came back to tie this Ricky Turkus thing up.
You shouldn't be here.
Well, I came back to wrap this case up.
Home. That's where you should be, wrapping up Master Steve.
I'll be there soon enough.
Never mind about soon enough now. On your bike.
What an order.
You better believe it. Where'd you leave it?
Oh, my dad's with him.
See you tomorrow.
Can I use your phone?
Oh, sir. Night.
Night. Steve? Where's Grandad?
Go down the shops. Buy some spuds.
Oh, Steve, couldn't you have gone?
He went via the George.
Oh, I see. Well, look, I'm just leaving. I should be home in about half an hour.
Is that good?
Look, lay the table. I'll cook us some supper and we'll talk it all through, okay? Cheer up. It's not the end of the world.
Mum, I'm sorry.
I know you are, love. Look, tell Dad if he wants to go back for his darts, it's okay, all right?
All right. I'll see you in half an hour.
Hello? No, Detective Inspector Forbes here, sir. No, but I know we've got 3 men seconded to a crime squad. Oh, yes, it's the elbow post on top of the Savoy Hotel. Me? Well, yes, I suppose I could. No, I've got a heavy coat here somewhere. Hold on, I'll get a pen. I'll get the address down. Okay, far away.